Hi guys, just going to have a quick mention about returns. We've spent 13 years developing the website, and I believe it's one of the most comprehensive repair websites for GHD products that there is out there. We have a vast amount of data, there's videos, pictures, all sorts. So when a customer places an order for parts, there shouldn't really be any reason that they would order the wrong parts, but it happens occasionally. Some people just don't bother reading everything that we've put on the website. They haven't looked at the pictures, or they've just misunderstood something. I mean, these things happen. That's not a problem. We'll happily take stuff back and refund the item. But the one thing I do want from customers is the reason why something they've ordered doesn't fit, and if that allows me to improve the website or offer up some further information on the website, like I'm going to be doing with this Air 1 dust cover, then that's kind of what we expect from the customer who's returning an item. I don't think it's too much to ask. The reason this has come up today is a customer bought one of these Air 1 dust covers some days ago, and then contacted me with a very straightforward email this morning saying it doesn't fit, they're returning it. And I sent an email back simply saying, well, why doesn't it fit? You've ordered for the Air 1. That's the product or the item I've sent out the dust cover to fit. I actually tested the dust cover on the back of this Air 1 before I posted it out, and then I got a reply that said, I've told you it doesn't fit, and that's good enough. Well, it's not really. Customers need to bear in mind that we're a small business, as are many GHD repair companies. They're one-man band, two-man bands, that sort of thing. When I take a payment, I have to pay a fee, whether it's to Stripe or PayPal, whoever the company that process our payments are. So I have to pay a fee for that. If somebody gets a refund or sends something back for a refund, then I refund it and I have to pay a fee on that as well. So overall, of course, we've lost money. Now, that might not make any difference to the likes of Currys or whoever, Sainsbury's, but it adds up over the course of a year. So this is the reason I like to minimise that sort of thing happening. And to be fair, it doesn't happen very often. If a return happens once every 2 or 3 months, I'd be surprised. But I've had two in the space of, I think, a week or 10 days. The first person simply didn't read the description, and they'd ordered a part for completely the wrong hairdryer. There's not much I can do about that. The part description tells them what model it's for, and also there's photos, so sometimes people just aren't going to read the information. But this one's quite annoying because the customer now thinks I'm being rude to them, and I'm simply asking, why has the part that I know fits the hairdryer they've ordered it for doesn't fit? And then I thought, well, maybe we haven't got enough information on the website. These can be a little bit tricky to fit. And what I do when I post them out, I fit the mesh in the correct orientation, and then I pack this out with cardboard and tape it up. So if they carefully undo the tape and then lift the cardboard out, that is in the correct place when they get it. Now, of course, it could just fall out when they turn it over, and it can be a little bit tricky to fit in, especially if you haven't had one of these before. You'll see there's 2 tabs on the outer circumference of that. Obviously the GHD has got to be facing out, as it would be here. And if you go into look more closely at this, the actual plastic ring, you'll see there's various cutouts. There's one there, and then there are 2 quite close together. I hope you can see this, one there and one there. They are the 2 that these tabs go into. So it sits in like that, if you can see that, If you fit it around the other way, you'll find when you try and push this on and twist it on to tighten it, you'll start bending the tab because it is not in the correct little groove there. And then you can look at that, see the way the GHD is sat, and then you know that it's got to go, where are we, in at an angle. And then what happens is you have these two pieces just here. There's one there, there's one the other side, and if you notice on the hairdryer there is a tab there and there's one the other side, and these two pieces go in to the channel that you can see just in there on both sides. And if you look carefully, there's a little raised bit of plastic, and what that does is goes over the little raised bit of plastic there, and it will click into place. Now I've got two samples here, and I'm just going to show you what might happen. So first of all, which way round does that go? Well, it will only line up one way. If you put it in the wrong way, it's just not going to sit flush. So spin it around gently. If it sticks, just take it off. Eventually you will find there, that is now flush all the way around. Okay, so it's in and then click. That is those little plastic raised bits clicking over each other, and that's what holds this assembly in place. It might rattle a little bit, you know, bear in mind this is probably quite an old model now. Some of them have been around, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and this bit can wear a little bit from vibration, from the use of the hairdryer, and sometimes just from regular cleaning of the mesh, which you must do, so that can wear. If it's completely worn, you can either replace this part, we sell them, or you could just put a little bit of tape across the two, this body and this, just to stop it twisting off. You've got to use this. It stops hair and dirt getting into there and burning on the element. It also stops hair being wound around the fan motor shaft. That can cause problems. And if this does get blocked up, the airflow isn't sufficient going over the heating element, and the heating element will overheat, and eventually it will trip the thermal fuse, something I repair on this model every day, and the Helios model. So it's really important that this is fitted. So if we put that back together again, we're looking for the two slots together with the GHD the right way around and pointing down towards the bench. We'll put those two into there, and then just holding that upright so it doesn't fall out, we'll find the right place and we will click it into place, and that's pretty much it. As I say, it can be a bit fiddly when you first do one of these. Now this one is very slightly different. It has probably got a bit of dirt somewhere, or just a piece of plastic that's a little bit worn. But when you put this one on, it goes on, but it is quite stiff. So that probably just needs a clean. So you might find instead of that nice click, yeah, in fact the dirt's cleaned off of this now. I've done that a few times. It's quite stiff there, but you've still got that click. If it won't stay there, then it's because of worn plastic, either on here or both, and this is why I check these out before sending them out, as I did with this particular customer. So I'm not trying to be rude when I'm asking why you want to return something. Telling me it doesn't fit when I know it does not help me improve the website or the experience for other customers. Now in this case it may be that the customer was having trouble fitting it because I'm not sure I've done a video explaining how to fit it. So that will be the improvement that this customer's enabled for future customers. And that's the experience we're going for. I'm not looking to upset customers. I probably sound a bit abrupt sometimes, especially through emails, because I'm generally replying to emails as I'm working to a deadline to get all of the today's repairs out by 4 o'clock when the post is collected. So partly my fault, probably do come across a bit abrupt on emails, but I'm just trying to keep things as simple as possible and just get that bit of information from the customer as to why they are struggling with something, especially when I know what I've sent out is correct, because second-hand parts I do check on hair dryers that I've got here, or whatever the part is. If it's a used part, then I will check it, whether it's electrically or physically, whether it's okay or not. And some of them aren't. I buy a lot of hair dryers. Some of them have worn bits, and they just have to go straight in the bin. We try and recycle absolutely everything as much as possible, which is why I've got thousands of spares, and which is why customers can actually buy this sort of thing. I don't think you can buy these from very many places. Anyway, so no desire to upset any customers, just purely trying to improve the experience for all customers, past and present and future customers. But I'll put this up on there anyway as a demonstration of how to fit this and why sometimes it doesn't appear to fit correctly.